Hello, everybody. Welcome to CELPIP Live. This will actually be our last CELPIP Live for 2025. So, thank you so much for joining us. We don't have a trivia question for today, so let's get right into our show. Hello again. If you're new here, CELPIP Live was made to help CELPIP test takers like you understand a little bit more about the CELPIP test. So if you're preparing for the test, I would encourage you to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as we go live. So in today's episode, we will be doing a trivia. It's a Funtime episode, so it's a fun trivia. For the purposes of the episode, our producer Neil will be joining us. He will be asking me the questions, and I will do my best to answer them. But more importantly, we want to hear from you. I already see a few people saying hi to everybody. Today, we're not, just in case you were here for something else, I do want to clarify we will not be doing a lesson today. It's a fun time episode. We are doing trivia, and I think that it would be a nice way for us to get to know you. Our trivia is a holiday trivia where we're going to be talking about holiday traditions around the world. And we would like to hear from you about your holiday tradition as well. And you can also participate in the trivia. If you get a question right, I will share it on screen. I'm like I said, I haven't gone through the trivia questions myself, so it's unlikely that I'm going to get all of them right either. So don't be shy. Feel free to drop your questions. I will only share it if it's correct. Anyway, let's go to our trivia. Okay. Hi, Neil. Welcome to our show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Neil is our producer. He is the one who manages everything in the background, behind the scenes. Every time we have a technical issue, every time we need a new picture or an impromptu link shared in the chat, he's the one who helps us. Again, thank you for joining us, and I'm ready to go. Start answering, and our
right.
audience is ready too.
Perfect. Well, then let's get started with our first question. So our first question is about traditions in Mexico. So in Mexico, what is the traditional procession, so it's like a parade, that is performed in the latter half of December?
Okay, so we were testing out the presentation on the platform before we went live, and I kind of saw the answer for this one. So I know the answer for this, but I will wait for, like, let's give the audience 10 seconds.
Yeah,
If you have anybody here from Mexico, that's great. We would love to hear from you. But also, everybody else, feel free to guess. Um, you know, if you've seen it on TV, if you've seen a movie where they show this, definitely feel free to guess. Okay.
All right. We can go to the answer. I know that we're.
Oh, there we did see somebody. Yay!
Right, we got some guesses.
I hope you didn't Google this, Claudia. But yes, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yay.
posada or posadas, which would be, multiple instances of this. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of an explainer on what this actually is. So la posada means the inns or lodging in Spanish, and it refers to the traditional celebration where Mary and Joseph are searching for shelter in Bethlehem. So it involves like a nightly parade, singing for entry into houses, and parties with food and piñatas up until Christmas Eve. And it's a way to kind of symbolize the community, the hospitality, and the search for refuge from the nativity story. So it's a big street party, basically.
Yeah, that sounds, somebody shared, wow. Yeah, definitely wow. That sounds a lot of fun. Claudia, who said that she is there from Mexico, I am curious, like, is it as fun as it, like, I'm reading here? Because 16 to 24th, just festive parties and food. Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay. Next question.
On to the next question. So this one comes from Europe. So, in an Austrian tradition, what being or creature captures naughty boys and girls in his sack?
I know this. Yay, I know one answer. I know this because before I'm just gonna wait for everybody else to answer, but I know this because there is so Grimm's the Grimm tales.
Hmm.
There's a like a fairy tale book, like an anthology of stories called Brothers Grimm, if that's correct.
Yep.
And they're actually grim. Like it's Brothers Grimm, as in Grimm, which is like the last name of the author, but it's actually Grimm, Grim, in that it's not for children. Like there's like scary endings, really tragic stories about people coming and eating small children or
Yeah,
witches.
they wrote the Hansel and Gretel one, right? That's a Grimm fairy tale.
Yeah, that is a grim fairy tale.
Yeah, it's kind of gruesome.
A lot of the modern fairy tales have not, when I say modern, I mean the popular ones have been adapted from Grimm and changed, like the ending has changed because nobody would buy it if of the real ending. Anyway, I read about this in that book and nobody has answered yet. So I think I can I try? I think it's
Yeah,
Krampus.
it's Krampus.
Yes.
So we say Austrian, but it's a European figure in Central Europe, and so he's a horned, half goat, half demon figure who punishes misbehaving children during Christmas, and he's kind of the dark reflection of Santa Claus or Saint Nicholas. So while Saint Nicholas rewards good children with gifts, Krampus beats the naughty ones and carries them away in his sack. So he's kind of the evil figure that you can use to coerce your children into behaving well. So, if you're naughty, Krampus will come and get you. But if you're good, you'll get gifts.
I wonder, like, if there's anybody here had experience living in Austria or like in just generally Europe. Is this something that still is common among, like, do parents still tell this to their children? Because I mean, I'm from India and we have our own share of horror, like bad creatures coming and bothering naughty kids, but we don't tell them anymore. Like I was told by my grandmom, but since then, like we've skipped generations of like this kind of storytelling. So yes, definitely. Wow, Yvonne, I definitely feel that, and I'm
Yeah.
just curious if this is still something that children grow up hearing.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like been displaced by things like Elf on the Shelf. I don't know if you do this, but it's the idea that there's some kind of figure watching your child's behavior and is there to kind of
Mm.
silently enforce good behavior, whereas Krampus is kind of the old school version where it's literally going to torture you for being naughty.
Terrifying. Like I would have nightmares.
Yeah, yeah, likewise.
Okay.
All right, next question. In Nigeria, so this we're just saying Nigeria, but this is a dish that's really popular all over West Africa. So, what dish is typically served to celebrate the Christmas holiday? So obviously at Christmas, when we come together with our families, there's a lot of traditional foods that we make. And I think that this one is obviously very popular in Nigeria and other parts of Africa. But if anybody wants to guess, hey, looks like we've got some good guesses already.
Oh, is it jollof? Okay, I thought it was jollof. Um, so Miracle says jollof rice and chicken, and we have actually a couple of people saying jollof rice and chicken. Okay, jealous rice? I know that was a typo, but forget it.
Close.
It's cute. I like it. I like that typo.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So absolutely right. Jollof rice.
So I had a close friend from Nigeria who in college, her name was Obiajuru, and she made jollof rice. We had a potluck and she made jollof rice, and that was the first time I was having it, and it just blew my mind. Like it was so good. And I haven't tried making it at all because I'm worried that I'll never be able to replicate her her like her version, but it was so good, and I just I just want to have that again. I'm just chasing that. Like I've tried many other jollof rices across
Mhm.
whenever they've been offered, but no, it's never as good as a homemade one, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's because it's cooked in kind of like an herby, spice-based broth, and that really gives like a depth of flavor to it. It's delicious. But yeah.
It's so good.
You can make a version in your rice cooker if you've got one, but it's kind of a cheat, and I don't think it's as good as the kind that you would make from cooking it for a long time in a pot with a really delicious broth.
Oh my God. She had made a couple of things. So she made this. She made jollof rice. She made chicken. Somebody said jollof rice and chicken. So she did that. And then she also made fried plantains. All great, but the jollof rice definitely was the best.
Absolutely. We've got a few more food questions, so I'm glad everyone is joining in. But yeah, we'll go to
Yeah,
the next one.
hope you've eaten.
Uh,
Yeah. Anyway,
all right, our next question. So here's another food question. What is the name of the Australian dessert typically served during the holidays? So Australia, a little bit different in that they're in the southern hemisphere, so their their climate is such that it's summer there right now. I mean, it's always pretty warm in Australia, but it's especially warm there during Christmas. But this is a dessert which is typical there as well as in New Zealand. So if anyone has any guesses about what this might be,
yeah, feel free to let us know in the comments. I have a toddler, and so one of the things that we watched that they really like is the series called Bluey. And Bluey is about the blue healer, like it's a dog that's famous in Australia, and it's about the healer family. So there's like cartoon dogs, mom, dad, two sister dogs, and any Australian information I have is based on that because it's an Australian show and it's in Australia. And while I wait for somebody else's answer, I want to guess. I think maybe it's pavlova because I know that there's a whole episode around pavlova.
that's
It's like a
that's a
very
very
celebrated dessert.
that's a very good guess
Okay.
because the answer is pavlova.
Oh, yay!
So I don't know if anyone else in chat has ever had pavlova before, but it's a very light, airy sort of dessert because it's a kind of just a big meringue with fruit on top, which is fantastic. And I understand why you would want to have that in the summertime of the heat of an Australian December because it's a nice kind of light dessert and it's not heavy and thick, but it's delicious.
I actually haven't had pavlova, so I will take your word for it. I mean, it looks great. And I can see that it might be crunchy, crispy at the bottom. Maybe one day.
I know. All these food questions making me hungry. All right. Our next question is, yeah, it is very much a cake. It's kind of a meringue in the a cake-sized meringue would be a good way to describe it.
That's a good point. Yeah, it looks small. I mean, you cannot estimate the size based on that picture, but yeah, it is. It seems to be like a big, like it serves like at least 6 to 8 people. It's a big thing.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So our next question is Canadian based. And so I'm asking everybody where the Cavalcade of Lights is celebrated. So it's a yearly event that takes place here in Canada, but can you name the city where it happens? And also, that's a great word, cavalcade.
Okay, so I don't know this answer. I should know. I'm hoping somebody here has experienced the cavalcade of lights and can share with me. I mean, share with us and the audience at large where this is. I actually have no. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say I have nothing to base my guess on. The cavalcades of, I would say Alberta.
No, unfortunately, you're on the wrong side of the country. It takes place in Toronto.
Hmm. Has
So
anybody been to the cavalcade of lights? I'm curious.
it's kind of like the celebration of light here in Vancouver, which is
Mm,
a fireworks festival, but this one is holiday themed. So it takes place at Nathan Phillips Square, and it starts at the beginning of December, where they have a giant Christmas tree, and you can see the Toronto sign there is all lit up, and they have figure skating, they have ice skating, live music, all that kind of stuff.
nice. Sounds great.
It's a fun outdoor event for you Eastern Canadians, but you have to brave the cold to see it.
Okay, let's go through the next one.
Perfect. So our next question is in India, there are lanterns that are shaped like this that are strung up between houses during the holiday season.
Oh, I know this. It's star. I have one outside my house. It's called Akash Kandil.
Exactly. So it's a star-shaped lantern, and yeah, exactly. So candy or Akash candy. So they're decorative paper lanterns that we string up during the festivals like Diwali, which is the festival of lights, and at Christmas time, and they represent joy, wisdom, and good fortune. So, Ashwati, do you put these together yourselves, or you just kind of buy them as they are?
I mean, so when we were kids, in school, during Diwali, we would have this as like our craft project. So yes, I have made them. I don't make them anymore because there are definitely people who make it better than me. But yeah, I mean, my kid made one too this Diwali. We did it together as a project. So it is a quite a like it is like a very active, labor-oriented creation that we do for holidays, and we keep it up. It stays for a long time. But there's actually some that are fabric-based as well. Like you can find fabric-based ones on Etsy or in India on streets, and they're beautiful. Like they're huge, and they have mirror work on them. It's just really pretty. So it like reflects light in different ways. I love them.
Very cool. And that was a little bit earlier in the year, right? Diwali, that happens at the
Mm.
beginning of November, end of
But
October.
yeah, we just I mean, I think one of the benefits of growing up in India is nobody's gonna look at you weirdly if you celebrate more than one religious festival. So we used to put it up for Diwali, and then we used to put it up for Christmas also because
Yeah,
we have it and we want lights in our house.
there we go. All right. Let's go to our next question, which is another food question. Fruitcake, the Christmas treat, which everyone might be familiar with. Maybe you've chipped a tooth on a piece of hard fruit in there. Originated in what ancient country? So if anyone wants to take a guess.
Oh yeah, let's take a guess. I feel like people are hesitating to guess. Feel free to guess. I'm not gonna share it until it's right. And also like when you if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Neil, but whatever you share in the live chat here kind of doesn't show up in the recording of this. So like once this episode has done being live and it's posted on YouTube, your chat will not show up. So only the comments shared on the screen will show up. So feel free to guess. Like, there's no if you get a guess right, I'll share it. And if you don't, it's fine.
Yeah, give us your best guess about where you think fruitcake originated.
I'm gonna say England.
That's a very good guess. It's kind of a typical thing that you see a lot on the shelves at the grocery store, and I know I've definitely seen it when I've been over there this
Hmm.
season. But the answer might surprise us.
Oh, somebody guessed Rome.
I think that's a
Oh,
great guess because that's
sorry,
definitely an ancient civilization, the Roman Empire.
I didn't know.
However, it's not ancient Rome, it's Egypt, ancient Egypt.
Oh, that is so interesting. Really?
Yeah. So you'll be prepared. I mean, today we prepare it around holidays like Christmas and weddings, but originally it was prepared to go along with celebrations of the death of an individual in Egypt, and it would be stored in their tombs so they would have food for the afterlife. And that's how we know that ancient Egyptians were so fond of it because it would be discovered, centuries later when those tombs were excavated.
Oh yeah, sorry, blessing. I thought that was right. That's why I shared it. I really thought I was like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. It could be Rome. But that I would have never guessed this in a million years. And I also learned something new.
There
But
you
wait,
go.
do you put spirits in there? Like they used to put alcohol in
Yeah, so that's part of how it's preserved, I believe, is that
it?
the fruit is soaked or dried in alcohol.
That's interesting.
So it can be kind of a boozy dessert. All right, let's go to our next question. So this one's kind of a little bit more dour. So who made Christmas illegal in England from 1647 to 1660? So this person outlawed Christmas, and he's a real spoil sport.
Is it? Oh my gosh, I have no basis for this, and I don't even know if this is the accurate timeline. But is it It's a guy who invented Protestant, the religion that follows. I could be wrong. You know what?
Oh, you're thinking of Martin Luther.
Yes.
That's a good guess. And we have someone in the chat who has guessed Puritans, which is also a good guess because this individual who made Christmas legal was indeed a Puritan, and his name was Oliver Cromwell.
It's a good guess.
Yeah, very good guess. So he was an English soldier and statesman, and he led a civil war that saw the overthrow of the crown, and he then became the Lord Protector of England until he died in 1653, and the royal family returned to power. So he was kind of the original Grinch.
What was his argument? I'm curious. What was his argument for not wanting to celebrate Christmas? Is it just Grinch?
I think he just he rejected the combination of church and state. So he wanted a secular
Got it.
form of government in the country, because prior to this, obviously, the king was the ruler and he was a singular figure.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. All right, we've got a couple questions left. Good guessing, everybody. So this is our second to last question. In Iceland, what is the name for the 13 troll-like characters that come out to play before Christmas? This is kind of like a popular band of merrymakers in Iceland, but they have a specific name. So if anybody wants to take a guess.
I love this. I learned so much today. I have no idea. I don't even have like any popular nothing. I have no basis. I don't know anything about this question.
Yeah, I kind of feel like unless you are maybe if you're from Iceland or if you've been there at this time of year, this might be a tougher question. So yeah, we'll just go on in. Oh, we've got a guess. This is great. You're very close. I think you just made a little spelling mistake, but it is the Yule lads. So great guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's the right answer.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So here's a picture of them. They're 13 mischievous trolls from Iceland, from their folklore. So they visit children during the 13 nights leading up to Christmas, leaving gifts or rotten fruit and potatoes for naughty children in their shoes and on their windowsills. But, you know, they're known for their pranks. They're known for stealing food, slamming doors, all this kind of stuff. They're naughty little guys.
They're cute. I mean, when you said troll, I was really imagining someone like troll looking. They look like they look like. I mean, when I look at them, I'm reminded of the dwarves from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yeah, they look.
Yeah, I think they might be closer to dwarves or elves, as we might describe them. Yeah.
Also, they look elderly here.
Yeah, they do. Don't
elderly, naughty troll.
But again, another way to enforce your child's good behavior. If you're not good, then the Yule lads will come and leave rotten potatoes in your shoes, which is kind of gross.
Okay. Do we have more questions?
We have one more. So this is our final question. So Junkanoo, which is a vibrant holiday parade, is a yearly celebration around Christmas time of which island nation? So this is a question about the Caribbean specifically. So if anybody wants to take a guess as to which island nation is featured celebrating Junkanoo.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say it's Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago, that's a very good guess. But the answer is the Bahamas. So you're very, very close.
Okay.
So this is a vibrant kind of street parade where there's elaborate, as you can see from the picture, really elaborate costumes and rhythmic music. And so it's derived from West Africans who were given time off for Christmas to celebrate their cultural heritage. And today it's like a big event. It's held on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, and on New Year's Day.
Oh, nice. So many fun parade type celebrations. I mean, I know that Brazil has one like right before Easter or leading up to Easter. That's a huge one, and I know that different like island nations in the Caribbean have their own versions. This is great. I love this parade. Like this, sign me up for this definitely. I
Yeah,
love
I'm
the
sure.
parade things. They're
Yeah,
fun.
love a parade. It's tons of fun. But that's all of our questions we have for today. So we just want to wish everybody happy holidays.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us and participating. I really, I'm so happy to see everybody like share their guesses and actively participate. And I've learned so much. I need to, like in this question, like in this trivia about food, I'm happy to have had jollof rice. And the next thing that I want to look forward to is possibly someone making me some pavlova, like authentic
Yeah, I love that.
pavlova from Australia or New Zealand.
All right.
Great. Okay. Um, so thank you everybody for joining us. I did want to talk about one thing is that we're available on Australia now. What that means is we were always like we were available in Australia way back before too, but now we're available in the sense that if you take the CELPIP test, you can use those scores to apply to for visa purposes in Australia. So if you're planning to move there, or if you're already there and you wanna like apply for like permanency, I'm not too sure of the nomenclature. Like I'm not sure of all the terms that is. For example, over here in Canada, when you wanna apply for a residency, it's called like when you apply for permanency, it's called PR. I'm sure there are terms in Australia that I'm not aware of, but the point is you can use our scores for your language proficient to prove your language proficiency to apply to move to Australia. So you can use it for Canada, of course, but then you can also use it for Australia, and that means you have double the opportunity to immigrate. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We will see you next year in January with some really good episodes. We already have some really good topics lined up. But if there's something specific you'd like for us to talk about, let us know in the chat or in the comments below, and we will try to make it happen. Thank you.